I'm so excited today to be able to share a resource that I believe can make you a better artist and set you on a path to producing the best art of your life. And not just once in a while, but consistently every time. If that sounds good to you, stick around. Let me tell you all about it. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Steve, and in this channel I try to help you with how-to art videos on techniques, some product reviews, and every once in a great while I come across a teaching program that I wish I'd started myself. When I teach, there are some things that I notice my students struggle with universally. Even though some can occasionally produce good paintings or drawings, a lot of the times it's hit or miss. Many artists often don't even know why something they've done worked or didn't work. This is because so many artists don't have any formal training and have little to no foundation to what they're doing or why they're doing it. If you don't understand what makes a successful drawing or painting, how on earth can you have a repeatable process to consistently produce wonderful art? And isn't that why we create? No one goes into a painting thinking, well, yay, that one sucks. Let's get on to the next one. So, why do we struggle so much? And how can we put that behind us and start enjoying the art of making art? Well, imagine sitting down and trying to write a novel, only knowing 1,000 words. Or how about trying to write music with only knowing a few notes? Well, you might be able to write a song. These days you may even get it on the radio, but it's not likely to be very good. Or you might write a short story, but it's going to fall far short of what you had in your head. The reason I think so many artists don't reach their potential is because we don't have an understanding of the basics. Our foundation sucks. We're told to start where we are and go from there. So we go along, picking up what we can along the way, struggling and always falling short of our potential. Now don't get me wrong, YouTube videos are incredibly helpful and you can learn lots from them. I still watch them and learn things every day. And believe me, I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that these videos were helpful to you. But there's a better way to learn. Now you could do what I did, enroll in art classes at a college, art school, or even at an atelier. You'd spend 4 years or more and a ridiculous amount of money on an education and hope that at the end of it, just hope that you have the skills that you need to get work. Here's my problem with that. Often in college it's a crapshoot. You don't know if the instructors are any good or if you'll be learning things that fit your representational painting goals. Let me tell you about an online program that I'm being sponsored by today. The Evolve program is something that I am really excited to tell you about. Now, real quick, let me say that I get requests all the time to review products or partner with companies, and I turn down 99.9% of them. I'm only going to use my channel to tell you about products or services that are going to help to make you better. When the folks at Evolve got in touch with me and wanted to sponsor one of my videos, I told them, look, give me 6 months to investigate you and see if I was even interested. They said, sure, fine, no problem. And when they got back in touch with me, all those months later, I was impressed enough to talk more about the program with them. After lots of back and forth and answering all the questions that I had, I was completely on board. When I agreed to do this video, I agreed to do the first 4 projects in the curriculum, and I did everything that a new student is asked to do. But first, let me tell you about Evolve and why I believe in it. As I said, Evolve is an online learning website for artists that was started by Kevin Murphy, a professional illustrator turned portrait fine artist. Like me, he wanted to give back. So he started a teaching academy in New Jersey that's still there to this day. It's an atelier that gives students a strong foundation in everything that they need to succeed. A number of years ago, he developed the online program Evolve that enables anyone from anywhere in the world to get a first-class education in art, starting from the very beginning exercises right through the advanced exercises. When you're finished with the program, you'll have all the skills that you need to create professional level paintings in the realist genre. I looked at their program, and the more I did, the more excited about it I became, and the more I wanted to share it with you. Once I signed up, and as a part of the Evolve tuition, you will get, just like me, a box of supplies that you'll be using to do your assignments. The oil paint is Old Holland brand, some of the best oil paint out there, from a very old company that's been producing oil paint for over 100 years. Evolve includes the paint, the brushes, palette knife, gray palette paper, linseed oil, clove oil, an eyedropper for measuring out the oil into your paint, a brass rod for measuring, a couple of dozen of high-quality photo prints that you'll use as reference in your assignments, and 3 pads of primed Frederick's canvas for painting your projects on, as well as a thick stack of transfer paper to transfer the drawings that they also supply. Now, they've found that it's better to start you out with giving you the drawings and having you work on your painting skills first. Things like understanding light and shadow values, paint consistency, paint mixing, brush control, gradients, things like that. The drawing portion comes a little bit later in the course, so don't worry, it's covered. It's all great quality supplies. So every student is starting from the same place. You don't have to worry about struggling with your supplies not being as good as what the instructors are using. Like I said before, I did the first 4 assignments from the program to get the complete experience as to what it's like being an online student for Evolve. The curriculum is all video-based, so you can watch it on your own schedule. How long does it take to complete the program? Well, they say if you work an average of 10 hours a week, their students generally finish in about a year. But you can do it more quickly or more slowly, depending on how much time that you have to put into each week. I believe that if you work on it as a full-time student, say 40 hours a week, you can do it in as little as 3 to 4 months, but that's really hauling ass, and there's really no need to hurry. This is all recorded so you can watch it as many times as you need to fully understand the material. And I found Kevin's video instruction absolutely clear as a bell. Once you've become part of the program, you'll always have access to all the videos. They don't end when you've finished the program. And if there's ever any part of the curriculum that you need further clarification on, you have a homework tool that you can ask a question and one of the instructors will get back to you within 24 hours. Now, that 24-hour guarantee covers all homework submissions that you make as well. When you finish your project, you'll use the homework tool to upload the photo that you've taken of your assignment, and you'll hear back from an instructor with a personal critique of your art, the actual photo that you've sent in, within 24 hours. I never felt like I was waiting to continue, and I didn't get any special treatment. Usually, I only had time for a quick beer before it was time for the next assignment. Now, just to prove to you that I actually did the work, here I am working at them. It reminded me a lot of the time I was at college working to get an assignment done for class. I'd forgotten how much fun it was. In the first project, I did these squares that I had to fill in with the 4 values of paint that they supplied. This teaches control of edges and how to fill in all the canvas without leaving any flea bites or canvas texture showing through. Seems easy, right? Not so much. The second project was a gradient between 2 values using the technique that you're taught. Again, not as easy as you might think. It requires a surprising amount of control. It's usually the easiest projects and assignments that require the most control for you to have everything as clean and as well done as it needs to be. The third part was doing these blocks and reducing the number of values in the photo to only 4. Again, all edges needed to be clean and sharp, and the background gradient needed to be smooth. The canvas had to be completely covered with no missing bits of paint. The fourth and final assignment that I completed was this sphere with a gradient. Now again, the reference photo had to be reduced to only 4 values. I gotta say, these exercises are the kind of foundation you simply need to master to be able to concentrate on painting consistently excellent representational work. If you don't have a good handle on skills like this, it won't matter how much you want to paint well, you just won't. Or if by some miracle you do a good painting, you won't know why it worked or be able to do that every time. Consistency and excellence is the name of the game when it comes to making a name for yourself in art or life. So what was my experience in doing these assignments? Do I think they helped, or did I learn anything? Honestly, I've been doing this for so long now, I didn't think I would learn anything. But I'm happy to say I was wrong. I learned a different way of thinking about putting down the paint, a very precise way of working that guarantees success every time if you do it how it's shown to you. And I actually used it in the last couple of paintings that I did, really. The projects also reminded me to slow down and not rush through any part of the process, from the mixing of your paints to the application to gradient blending. If you hurry through any part, you can end up with a mess that you could have avoided if you just were intentional and took your time. When I finished the projects, I scheduled some one-on-one video meeting time with Piper, my instructor. Now, Piper went through the entire program herself and is now teaching, along with being an incredible equine fine artist. And if you think painting portraits of people's most loved horses isn't challenging, let me tell you, you are so wrong. And I've painted a few horses in my days. For me, painting a horse with correct anatomy is harder than painting portraits. There is so much more that you can get wrong, and the owners know their horses. Piper told me what she saw wrong with my work and how I could do better as I went along. I had such a good time talking with and getting to know her. She's a very special person. Thank you, Piper, for taking your time with me. And when you sign up for Evolve, you'll have the same access to your teachers. I got no special treatment. The idea of Evolve is for you to move forward and make progress, not perfection. There's even a page on their website that has the most recent homework images that the students have turned in, and your images will magically appear there for everyone else to share your progress and give you likes or comments. They are so supportive. And as if that wasn't enough, they don't stop there. There is a whole Evolve community that you instantly become part of and are encouraged to take advantage of. Let's be honest here, online learning can be a little cold and distant, but not with the tools at your disposal for engagement in Evolve. In the homework tool, you have access to a study group calendar where you can interact with other students across time zones, countries, and skill levels. If you want one-on-one instruction, just block out time with an instructor and have your questions answered by an actual teacher, not some canned FAQ page. The team is always available to answer questions via email if you don't need or want a one-on-one meeting. There's also a private Facebook group to meet and interact with other students, both current and past. There are lots of videos for you to watch and learn from Kevin Murphy, the founder. Now, I'm sure you're wondering about the cost of the Evolve program. And since I'm going to do that, I want to go over to the evolveartist.com website and take a look at some of the endorsements that they've gotten. Here's one from Sergio Piez. He's a director at Lucasfilm. He says, "Evolve is the art foundation I wish I had instead of art school. This is the solid foundation that's needed for everything I do in my art career. Highly recommended for those looking to improve their art skills." Then let's go over here to Chris Oatley. He was a character designer at Disney. He says, "The results Evolve gets are amazing. What's even more amazing is how consistent those results are from student to student." That's pretty high praise, and there are more. Just take a moment to go through the endorsements and see what the industry giants are saying about this program. As you can see, this is a serious art program that's for artists who are serious about getting better and working professionally as an artist in one of the many fields out there today. The cost for the Evolve course is a one-time payment of $2,000, or if you'd rather, you can spread out your payments to $199 a month for 12 months. This includes the first 4 foundation blocks that'll take your work from beginner to professional grade in less than 12 months. Now I just want to say here that I've taken a 5-day plein air workshop in Wyoming that was $1,400 just for the 5 days of instruction. And that did not include airfare or meals. So for the price of that 5-day workshop, you'll get a year of personalized learning that in the end will be so much better for you and for your art. Now the folks at Evolve are so sure that if you do the work the way that they show you, they give you a results guarantee. They guarantee that if you complete and submit all 20 Block 1 exercises and you can't achieve the results that they've presented to you, they'll give you your money back. Now that's a pretty big statement, and they wouldn't make it if they weren't sure that you would succeed. But isn't it nice to know that you have that promise in your back pocket if you find for some reason that it just doesn't work for you? Also, I want to remind you that the cost includes all of the high-quality project art materials that I showed you earlier, such as the paint, canvas, brushes, linseed oil, photo reference, and everything else that I showed you, along with access to your online instructional videos for life, one-on-one check-ins for homework assignments, marketing videos, as well as that online community of Evolve artists. Now, if you made it this far into the video, give yourself a pat on the back. And remember, each of the lessons that you do builds on the lessons that you've finished already. I believe in this program, and I sincerely hope that if you're serious about getting better and are ready to move on to that next level, go over to evolveartist.com website. The link's in the description below, and look around. Kick the tires, watch some of the videos, and listen to Kevin Murphy tell you in a much more eloquent manner about what Team Evolve is doing, has done, and most important of all, can do for you. And if you do go through the program, or you've already gone through it, please post down in the comments section and let everyone know what your experience was like. Alrighty, that'll do it for the day. Time to close up the studio for another day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, thank you for spending some of your precious day with me, and as always, I'll see you down the road.